Waramutse, or good morning, as they say here in Rwanda. I'm Dr. David Slack with Hospice Without Borders, and we're here in the western province of Rwanda, a small little town called Kibogora. Hospice Without Borders has been working here at the Kibogora District Hospital, which is just down the hill from us, several buildings down there, and we've been working here since about 2015. We've been in Rwanda since 2010 actually, but we formed a partnership here with this government hospital a number of years ago because they have such a good investment in doing palliative care, in particular home-based palliative care, which has been kind of our focus in Hospice Without Borders. Well, it really has been our focus. That and improving access to oral morphine, paying attention to bereavement care. Our mission is to do those things, and preferentially serving the poor, traumatized, and with a special focus on working with community partners. In our case, it's been important for us to work with the Ministry of the Health and Government almost since we started here. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a project that we're hoping to accomplish here in Kibogora. You know, I'm mostly in favor of home-based care. That's what I love. I feel like part of our mission is to get people home, but what I've noticed over the years here in Kibogora is that there's a small subset of patients that come here and they are so sick, so impaired, that it's almost, well actually it is, impossible to get them home. You can see again behind me here just the hillsides, and the country is really beautiful, but it's really, really rugged, and people are so very poor, they have so little, that oftentimes the families bring them to the hospital here out of desperation. And the hospital does their best to take good care of them, and they do take good care of them, but being a hospice person myself, I've always felt that it would be nice to have a special place for these people. So we conducted a study in 2017 and decided mutually, the hospital and Hospice Without Borders, that indeed it would be a good idea to create a small inpatient facility for the very poor, terminally ill, probably with just a month or two prognosis, somewhere we could really focus on end-of-life care, put a face to every human being that comes to the hospital, and give them that dignity. So that's what we want to do now. This site right here, it's a little bit blocked by this tree, but there's an old house there, and my colleague is panning around just to see it. This is a site owned by the hospital, and also, if we can take a look up here, by the Free Methodist Church of Rwanda. The site extends from that old house all the way across this field where there's onions currently planted, and some corn right here next to me, down to where the shipping containers are. And so the hospital rather, has generously granted Hospice Without Borders the opportunity to build the hospice that I'm talking about, the inpatient facility hospice, well, residential. So the hospice would extend from about where those containers are, a little easement coming across to a small parking, and what we intend is a 12-bed facility. And I've already explained to you the patient population that I have in mind for the hospice. The good thing about it is that once we complete the hospice, it will be turned over by our organization to the Ministry of Health, to the hospital here. So we're not in charge of staffing it for the long term. But what we do need help with actually is we need help building it. So why I'm getting on here today is to just show you this beautiful place, try to explain a little bit about our mission here and our really wonderful project, and to ask for your help. It's a project that by Western standards isn't too expensive, I don't think, but it will require some funding. And so I'm here today to ask you for your help in giving whatever you can to support our mission of building this hospice here in Kibogora, Rwanda. We're calling it Amahoro Hospice Kibogora. Amahoro is a Rwandan word that means peace, and again, that's what we're trying to achieve here. A peaceful place for people to die, integrated with the health sector, something that could be built upon and maybe spread across the rest of the country, and just something that acknowledges the Rwandan word for it is ubuntu, and it just means our shared humanity. And One last thing I'll say, it's really interesting. The hospital this week actually is launching. You can't exactly see it. There's a blue roof down there. They're launching the maternity ward, which they just did a huge capital project with other partners. And I thought it was really interesting that they have such a commitment to care from the beginning of life, and now they're expressing a care for us to build our hospice through the end of life. So the hospital, and actually the government, the country of Rwanda writ large, really wants to make palliative care and hospice service, end-of-life care, accessible to all people. And we want to support them in the mission. So I'm hoping that you can support us. Murakoze Chame, which means thank you very much. Mutsi Mwiza. Have a nice day. And we'll talk again. Thank you.